In a way, beyond just military strategy and the view on, what the US does in Afghanistan, I feel like that speech was also a chance for the president to kind of press reset and rebuild some credibility.
Yes, I think that's certainly one of the big political objectives of that speech, is to try and divert a bit of attention from some of the noise that has been created, unfortunately, over the last week or so. But more importantly, I think it's really from a market perspective. Obviously, that speech in and of itself doesn't really have any effect. What we're looking forward to more is whether or not we get any noises out of Jackson Hole later on this week. And as you quite rightly say, whether or not there is justification in being more risk averse. Certainly from our perspective, we think there is. We'd like to see a little bit more delivery in terms of some of the core economic policies that the Trump administration had promised but have so far failed to deliver on.
I'm quite curious because you say more delivery, that, arguably there hasn't been that much done at all, and a lot of that is with the kind of constant distractions going on with politics as opposed to policy. The president, by a lot of accounts, is in a pretty precarious situation after the events of the past even week or so. Does he have the backing of the Republican establishment to be able to get policy done?
Well, that's a very good question. And certainly at the moment, it seems as though that's not guaranteed. It may be one of the reasons why you will see perhaps a pivot in the remaining months of this year to things on which the Republican Party and the president generally agree on, such as tax reform, tax changes and regulatory reform. Those perhaps would be deemed to be easier wins than some of the other things that they've been working on, such as healthcare. Having said that, the legislative calendar is pretty packed, and there is some doubt as to whether or not they've got enough time to get things done really before the end of the year, given the amount of discussion that will be needed to agree on anything.